You sit down, close your eyes, and suddenly your mind goes completely blank. You want to pray. You know you need to, but you feel this wave of panic because the words just won't come. I get it. I've been exactly where you are, staring at the ceiling, wondering if a silent prayer means God isn't listening. It's so easy to feel like you're failing at something that should be natural. But listen to this. Silence isn't a failure. It's an invitation. When we run out of words, we finally stop trying to perform. If you give up on the quiet just because you don't have a polished speech ready, you will miss out on the deepest peace you could ever know. So do not quit. The Apostle Paul knew this exact struggle. In Romans chapter 8, verse 26, he tells us that the Spirit actually steps in for us when we don't know what to say. The pressure is completely off. You feel bone tired. You drop onto your bed at the end of a long day, and the thought of putting together a coherent sentence feels impossible. So you just don't. You fall asleep carrying all that weight. But what if prayer was never meant to be a performance? We have this weird idea that God needs us to sound like a poet. We think we have to bring him paragraphs of polished thoughts. Stop doing that right now. Stop trying to impress God. He already knows exactly what you're carrying. Think about the shortest, most desperate prayers in the Bible. Peter was literally drowning in the middle of a stormy sea. He didn't have time to compose a beautiful speech. He just yelled, "Lord, save me." 3 words. And Jesus reached out immediately. He didn't ask Peter to expand on his thoughts. He just saved him. When you don't have the words, just say his name. Just say Jesus or say help. That counts as a complete prayer. God isn't grading your grammar. He doesn't care about your vocabulary. He just wants your presence. When the grief is too heavy or the anxiety is too loud, sitting in the silence is enough. Just breathe. Tell him, "I'm so tired." Tell him, "I've got nothing left to give today." That honest, raw exhaustion is a million times better than faking your spiritual energy. It's a massive act of trust to come to your Creator completely empty. You're finally letting him be the strong one. So tonight, when the words won't come, don't force them. Just show up. Sometimes the silence isn't just exhaustion. Sometimes it is deep, overwhelming grief or blinding anger. You sit there and your heart feels completely locked up. You want to scream, but you don't even know what you're mad at anymore. You feel entirely disconnected. This is exactly when you need to borrow words from someone else. Look at the book of Psalms. It is literally a survival guide for people who are desperate. King David wrote half of them while he was hiding in caves, running for his life, or feeling completely abandoned by God. In Psalm 13, verse 1, he yells out, "How long, Lord, will you forget me forever?" Notice that. He didn't sugarcoat his feelings. He didn't pretend everything was fine. God can handle your anger. He can handle your doubt. When your mind is blank, open the Bible. Go to the Psalms. Just read the words out loud and make them your own. If you feel surrounded by trouble, pray Psalm 3. If you feel crushed by your own mistakes, pray Psalm 51. You don't have to invent a profound, original prayer every single time you talk to God. The words are already there, waiting for you to use them. And what about the prayer Jesus taught his friends? Matthew chapter 6, verse 9 gives us this perfect, simple template. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. If that is literally all you can manage to say today, it is enough. By speaking those borrowed words out loud, you are anchoring your wandering mind to an ancient, unbreakable truth. You are stepping into a rhythm of prayer that believers have used for 2,000 years. Have you ever cried so hard that no sound comes out? You're just shaking, your chest hurts. People tell you to just pray about it. But how do you pray when your throat is literally closing up? Here's the absolute truth. Tears are a language God understands perfectly. He collects them. Psalm 56 verse 8 says, "He puts our tears in a bottle. They aren't wasted. Every single one of them is a prayer. Do not hide your weeping from him." And what about your body? If your mind is racing and the words are tangled, change your posture. Stand up and open your hands. Kneel on the floor. Lie face down on the rug. Just moving your physical body can shift your spirit. You don't have to say a single syllable. Your open hands say, "I surrender." Your knees on the floor say, "I need you." Remember the woman in Luke chapter 7? She walked right into a room full of religious men, completely ignored their judgmental stares, and fell at the feet of Jesus. She didn't say a word, not one. She just cried and washed his feet with her tears. And Jesus looked right at her and accepted it as the most beautiful act of faith. Your presence is a prayer. Sitting in a quiet room with the door shut and your hands open is a prayer. You are communicating with the creator of the universe simply by choosing to stay in the room with him. So stay there. Let your tears do the talking. We always think prayer is a monologue. We treat it like leaving a voicemail. We list out our requests, we say amen, and we hang up. Stop treating prayer like a voicemail. It's a relationship. It's a two-way street. If you run out of words, good. Now you can finally listen. Think about the prophet Elijah. In 1 Kings chapter 19, he was running for his life from Queen Jezebel. He was completely burnt out. He literally told God he was ready to die. And God didn't respond with a loud, booming lecture. He didn't use a crushing wind or an earthquake or a massive fire to get his attention. He used a gentle whisper. When your mind goes blank, maybe God is just clearing the room. He's quieting your own noisy thoughts so you can finally hear that whisper. You don't need to force a conversation just to keep the connection alive. Sit in your car for 5 minutes before you walk into work. Turn the radio completely off. Sit on your porch with your morning coffee. Just say, "I'm listening," and then wait. Quiet doesn't mean God left the room. It just means it's his turn to speak. You don't need a theology degree or a perfect vocabulary to reach the Father. You just need a willing heart. The silence, the tears, the borrowed words, the open hands, they are all holy ground. God sees you. He hears you, even when you aren't making a single sound. Do not let the enemy tell you your silence is a failure. If this message gave you permission to just breathe today, share this video with one person who is carrying a heavy load right now. They desperately need to know the pressure is off. And hit subscribe so we can keep walking through these hard, quiet moments together. Just rest today. He's got you.